How's it going, everyone? I wanted to do a video today that reviews the quadratic formula, and this formula, again, is to solve complex equations, and I wanted to show a little more to it this time. So here's the formula again. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c is a quadratic equation. It's an equation of a parabola. We've talked about that before, and in this case, we're going to let y be equal to 0. So when y is 0, we get an equation with just x's in it. And when that happens, it's good because then we can solve the equation. We learned to do it by completing the square and square roots, but this way always works. It's actually equivalent mathematically to completing the square, but all in one formula. It's just a kind of a complicated looking formula, but it works out. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to set this equation up, and the equation I had in my head, which I forgot to write down, I think was 3x squared minus 4x. Let's go ahead and put, I don't know, minus 7. Okay? So we have all of that, and I'm going to make it equal to 0. Okay? So I want to solve that equation. And we can do it by completing the square like we learned how to do. We can do it with this formula, and I'm going to use the formula. And so all I'm doing, just like in the other video, is I'm going to replace these values with the a, the b, and the c. And this formula here, a is equal to 3, b is equal to negative 4, c is equal to negative 7. So, I'm going to do all that. Now, the trick is to get everything in here right and to be really careful with the math. And remember that in the end, we want 2 answers. In fact, spoiler alert, I can actually give you the answer now. Let's show you something really quick before I go to all the math here. I can actually set this up so that that's in negative 4x minus 7. Yeah, so here's a graph of that. It's a parabola, and what you notice is that right here, where it crosses the x-axis, happens twice, because it's a parabola, it goes down, and it goes back up. So because that happens twice, we're trying to find out when this whole thing is equal to 0. That's when y is equal to 0. It's on the x-axis. So that's at these 2 spots. So I can just go to Desmos, and I can graph the equation, and then I can find these intercepts here. And it'll tell me negative 1, 0 is one of the answers. Other answer is 2.330. Looks like probably it's 2 1/3 when we solve it. So those are the two x values when y is equal to 0. And so those are our 2 solutions. What I wanted to show, of course, is how to use the formula to get it. So let's go ahead and go back, talk about that. And if I can get this camera back on. There we go. Here we are again. So, negative 1 and 2 1/3, I think, is what it said our answers were when we graphed it, right? So, what I'm going to do here now is substitute those values into this formula. So I should get x equals negative b. b is negative 4, so I want a negative of a negative 4. In fact, let me put all those in a different color just so we can see what I'm substituting. So b is negative 4, that's this thing here. So that goes instead of b. Then plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c. So b squared again, so that's negative 4 4 times A, and then C is negative 7. And we want to see, next we're going to divide by 2A. 2 times A is 3. We want to see when we simplify all of this stuff, if it comes out to be our negative 1 was the first one, and then the other one was 2 1/3, right? 2.33. So let's see if that works. Negative 4 is positive 4. And then negative 4 squared is positive 16. We got a negative 4 times a 3 times a negative 7. Negative times a negative is a positive, so that whole thing will be a positive. So that's going to be 28 times 3. What is that? That's 90 minus 6, 84. So plus 84. All right? And I divide that by 2 times 3, 6. All right. Then, to simplify the next part, this square root symbol is kind of like parentheses, so I got to do this part first. 16 plus 84 is 100. That works out nicely, because 100 is a perfect square. Divided by 6. Then I've got 4 plus or minus the square root of 100. That's 10. So I'm going to get, here I get a little bit lower. 4 plus or minus 10 divided by 6. Well, that's 2 answers. That's 4 plus 10 divided by 6, and then 4 minus 10 divided by 6. So my 2 answers, put them up here. 4 plus 10 divided by 6. Arrow, just in case anyone got lost. Or 4 minus 10 divided by 6. Okay? And then 4 plus 10, 14. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. 14 divided by 6 is 2 2/3. Crazy, right? Or negative 6 divided by 6, negative 1. Those are our 2 answers, which were the 2 points where our graph crossed the x-axis. Let's see. Do I have any more space to write here? There's another thing I can show you about all this. It turns out this polynomial, so we've got one method for solving all this, which is the formula. And we have kind of a nice, I'm going to set this up because I'm going to show if I can solve this another way too. This, what was nice here is that the square root of 100, I didn't need to use a calculator. I knew it was 10. So a lot of these problems, you got to use a calculator and then you get, just an estimate for what this is. Well, it worked out. Well, that tells me actually that this thing is probably factorable. And remember when we factored polynomials? 3x squared minus 4x minus 7. So we're done with the problem. It matched the graph we had. The only thing now is, I just want to see if this works another way. If I take this, 3x squared minus 4x minus 7, and remember we made these diamond problems? To factor it, we took 3 times negative 7, we got negative 21 for the product. And then down here we have the sum. So again, the problem's finished. It's just I wanted to show you one more thing. The sum would be this number in here, negative 4. So I want to look for 2 numbers that multiply to give me negative 21, but add to give me negative 4. Well, 3 times 7 is 21. Negative 7 times positive 3 will add to negative 4. But negative 7, positive 3. Then to factor these, we built these squares right next to him. Where, can we see that? Yeah. Where this was 3x squared goes in this one, and then the negative 7 goes down here. And the two numbers we just found, the negative 7 and the 3, they go here. And then we can factor that out. The greatest common factor here is 3x. The greatest one here is x. Negative 7 times x gives you negative 7x. Then 3, no, just 1. 1 times 3x is 3x. 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. And I've just now factored this polynomial. So now, this equation that was 3x squared minus 4x minus 7 equals 0. That equation now can be rewritten as a whole new equation. I rewrite it as 3x minus 7 times x plus 1. Well, here's this thing. If you have two things and they multiply together, then your answer is 0. One of these two things has to be 0. So here, that's equal to 0, or that's equal to 0. Now I can solve both of these just like I did from trimester 1 this year. Think way back before there was any school closure or blackout or plague or whatever it is going on. All I have to do now is solve each of these equations. So here I'm going to add 7 and divide by 3. I get 3x and 7, then divide by 3. X is equal to 2 1/3, or 2.333. We're getting the same number. Let's do that over here. How do we solve this? We just subtract 1. And that was our other answer. You might think that that's an easier way to solve that one than doing this complicated formula. You don't have to memorize it. You have to know how to factor. You might not think this one is a good way to solve this one because it's factorable, but maybe that's a harder one to factor. I don't know. But that's two different methods now. So this is all method 1. Which is the quadratic formula. Over here, it's say solved by factoring or the zero product property. I'm going to call it the zero product property. And that's method 2. Does that get in the video? Not so much. So method 1's here, method 2's all over here. Two different methods. You have to decide which one's better, and that's what you're going to be doing for this essential assignment is you'll get some different quadratic equations, you'll pick a method, and you'll see which one's better. We'll do some more videos and some more stuff to help you work through that as we go, but we'll start off with this one. And let me know if you have questions.